let's get to Andrew Yang. So I feel like here, you're there's gonna might be a little disagreement because me, the Andrew Yang tweet, like,
Oh,
sorry.
no, I don't think so. They're
Oh,
really much
okay.
disagreement.
Because no, me, it really rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, okay, so I've come to Andrew Yang's defense before, even over the MBS stuff. Sorry, the boycott BDS stuff. And I was like, I mean, okay, let's not let one issue taint our entire picture of Andrew Yang. Let's be a bit more practical. The world is so messed up. If voting for Andrew Yang can achieve some better material outcomes for people, that's just one issue. Let's put that aside. But, and then there's been some other ridiculous criticisms of him, like when the Vanguard covered the whole dog thing, and, that was ridiculous. But I mean, this time I don't know what it is with this tweet. I mean, it's one issue, but I'm completely put off by him and this tweet. So his tweet, I'm standing with the people of Israel who are coming under bombardment attacks and condemn the Hamas terrorists. So the first part, horrible. And even the second part, the people of New York will always stand with their brothers and sisters in Israel. I mean, who are you? You're not even the goddamn mayor yet. And you're making such a statement. I don't know
Well,
why
that's the
I was
thing.
so truly put off by this. And I'm like, who told you? Like, why are you turning this Israel-Palestine thing in such an issue? Is it are you genuinely like know very little about it, that one advisor told you this, that you're just going with it, or you really think strategically, like, being so pro-Israeli is going to win you the election in
Well,
in
one of
in New
the
York? I mean, if you ask me, I wonder how many Jews in New York actually agree with Israel or this kind of stance. I highly doubt it's all of them. So I'm even baffled as to why he's like, this is one kind of issue, that one foreign policy issue that he talks about every now and then.
I think because he opposed circumcision
Yeah.
early on. No, no, seriously.
Yeah, no, no,
A
I
lot,
believe, I know. I'm just like,
this was this was weaponized against him as he's an anti-Jewish person and stuff. And then with the BDS, and now with this, he's trying to basically win over the Jewish vote, and which I think he successfully has. I would say the older people vote more often, and older Jewish people are far more pro-Israeli than younger Jewish people in New York. And Jewish people are
yeah.
a significant
I
population in
just
New York.
checked
To be honest,
13% of the population, but yeah, still.
so I would anyway. I would say that he's a politician running for a position, so I'm not surprised or
No, I'm not
it.
surprised, but extremely put off. I mean, personally,
I
like,
mean,
really
yeah,
put off by
yeah,
Andrew
again,
Yang.
sure. I think his overzealousness and his obvious like attempts at basically kissing the ass of the Jewish community is if I was a Jewish person, which I'm not, it would rub me the wrong way. Like, chill out, man. Like, maybe
Yeah.
like you can have a more nuanced view. Like, oh, we are standing with like all that. But I'm not surprised, to be
Yeah,
honest.
no, I,
Or
I, I don't think I used the word surprised. Did I say I'm surprised? No,
oh, no,
I'm
no,
not.
or uh,
But extra,
or
like,
didn't like
no,
it
me,
didn't
it
rub me
really
the wrong
did.
way because I didn't expect better from him. It's just it was very show-offy and clearly politically motivated, I
I
think.
mean, he
I
could
mean, I
have
don't
he could have even made it a little bit better, if he would have just like a little bit balanced it out, just
I
mentioned a
just say
little
like
bit of things about even
I
just,
oppose any human tragedy and tensions and blah
yeah,
blah
at
blah.
least that.
Yeah, make it yeah PR
Yeah.
nonsensical words that don't mean anything. He could have gone that way. I think he was trying to make a point. It drops, but then again, I think he knows that like if somebody, let's say if somebody is like me, living in New York, somebody with relatively leftist, let's say, tendencies, they don't really have any better options than him, even
I don't know. I would
considering
look
this.
into the. I
So
mean, there are some other progressive candidates, so I
I
don't
think
know.
there's the Peter Stinger or Singer guy, and he's been. I think his campaign was hit by very very suspicious allegations of sexual abuse and all that. So I don't think progressives.
Hmm.
I don't think they have any other option. So
Yeah.
I think he thinks I have them in the bag. So who give
I mean, I don't
if
know. if I was a progressive voter in New York, I mean, maybe I would still at the end vote for him. But this
Because it's
one,
about mayor.
yeah,
Like
I
mayor
know,
is not
I know, I
going
know.
to
But
affect
just
him.
one
But
thing to really take into consideration for me at this point, to this extent. And then after that, if you're running for president and stuff, like, forget about it. If this is where you're starting, God knows what you'll be saying in 10 years. So I just sent you some of the comments under the tweet. So his tweet got barely any reaction. The ones under it got more retweets and likes. And so these are the
yes,
top three. The first one kills me. The guy, he's a Henry Golding, I think he's an actor. He just says, "You're an actual
yeah.
twat." And that's it.
Henry Golding, by the way, fantastic British actor.
Uh,
Of I don't of some sorry I don't know, but some Asian origins. He he was great in I think Crazy Rich Asians, and he was great in The Gentleman. He's fantastic British actor. Anyway,
well, his tweet is hilarious. And for instance, if you look at the third
but
one, that's a proud Jewish New Yorker who tells him to fuck off all the way or to fuck all the way off.
yeah,
So,
Stephanie,
indeed, if for him to
hold on.
see that, not all anybody who's Jewish is necessarily Israeli
Oh
or
no,
pro-Israel, maybe he doesn't even
but
really know that.
ma
That,
majority of funding for IPAC comes from Christian Zionists. Doesn't come from
yeah.
Jewish people.
So,
Uh, More than 80% of American Jews uh, don't support the Netanyahu's policies.
exactly. So
And
even his calculations, they seem a bit off. And then, of course, he comes out with a statement. The guy for the statement, he didn't even put a proper tweet. He like just put out a statement, and then in statement he does the kind of thing, both sides, blah blah blah, kind of wishy-washy. What his tweet could have been at the very least, but it's insane. He didn't tweet anything. He just tweeted, the picture of like prayer, and then he put a statement. So I had actually missed it because I went and tried to see if he tweeted again about the issue, and I completely missed this one. So I was like, come on, like fucking guy. Like he wants to say like, oh, I put out the statement, but at the same time to not get too much attention. So I mean, I'll put it
no,
on the screen right now. So you get what I mean? He didn't tweet his second message. He just it's like a little statement like this, like two or three paragraphs, and the actual tweet
yeah,
is just an emoji.
I
Absolutely
see.
ridiculous. But let's look
Oh.
at more serious stuff, perhaps. Glenn Greenwald kind of brought me back down to earth a little bit. But him is more about AOC, and like, I completely agree. So,
AOC was AOC was just the speed at which she sold out for so little,
yeah.
to be honest. Man, hold out a bit for maybe a bigger payout. Like they gotta buy. Everybody sells out at some point.
Yeah.
I hope to sell out at some point for a good price. But that's the dream, right? But don't do it so quickly, like less than a year. But Israel should be criticized a year later. Yeah, I don't know about that. That
Well,
Israel is Israel.
for once, she tried to come out, right? And like, be who AOC was supposed to be. But she just, points out, she just attacks Andrew Yang. And, she turned it into this Ramadan thing. I have the tweet here. Utterly shameful for Yang to try to show up at an Eid event after sending out the chest thumping statement, blah, blah, blah. But then to try that in Astoria during
Oh, I
Ramadan,
didn't know
they will let you
all of that.
know. So, anyway, she criticized Andrew Yang. And Glenn Greenwald, he wrote an article saying, so AOC pretty much attacked Andrew Yang, who has no power, who can't do anything about, the US policy whatsoever, but conveniently didn't say anything about Pelosi's statement, which he shows about, Biden, all these kind of important, people in US politics who said exactly the same, or perhaps I wouldn't say worse. Like Andrew Yang's was really like, I don't know how he could have gone more right wing. Like he was to the extent of the
No,
right, but
I've seen worse. I think he's just his base are far more to the left, so it's been received
yeah,
far worse.
but
But
it's just
no,
like the Pelosi one,
AOC,
and I found the
AOC is
Pelosi
perfect.
statement to be sorry.
So no, go ahead, sir.
No, I was gonna say I found the Pelosi statement to be better than his tweet because at least she didn't say that the people of the U.S. will stand. She just like spoke for herself a little bit more. But yeah, Glenn Greenwald's whole point was that look at AOC. Like the one time she comes out on like a progressive issue, she goes against the weakest, least powerful, meaningless person and doesn't say shit about, of course, Nancy Pelosi or the Biden administration, who also, just like I was talking about before, like fell right in the queue, right in that box, you know, like maybe he's good right now with Afghanistan and all this, but on this issue, he fell exactly, or his administration's fallen exactly where you would have expected them to fall.